All right, let's jump right into this explainer. We're talking about the AI transformation blueprint and how we're finally going to end busy work. If you've been trying to figure out how to actually integrate AI into your day-to-day workflow without, completely breaking your existing systems, you're exactly where you need to be. We are shifting the mindset today. Forget fearing AI replacement. We're going to see how it's literally the ultimate tool for both organizational design and your highly technical workflows. Here's our agenda for today. We're going to cover the end of boring work, front stage versus backstage, the AAA AI framework, specialist digital employees, the new developer workflow, and evolving your AI system. Basically, we'll start super macro with the overall business philosophy, and then drill all the way down into the micro, day-to-day coding of a software developer. Section 1. The end of boring work, redefining our relationship with our daily tasks. Right off the bat, we've got to address the elephant in the room, AI and job security. To do that, we're drawing heavily from technology leader Lior Weinstein's core thesis. He says, it's not the end of work, but it's the end of boring work. Think about that. The big takeaway here is that AI isn't coming for your job. It's coming for those robotic, soul-crushing tasks you absolutely dread. It's kind of like when ATMs first rolled out, right? Everyone panicked, thinking bank tellers were done for. But actually, the number of tellers went up. Their jobs just shifted from manually counting cash to advising clients and solving real problems. The job just got fundamentally better.
Because let's be honest, look at how we're working right now. A massive 60%. That is how much of your day goes to what we call work about work. You know the drill. Pointless meetings, endless status updates, endlessly copying data between different systems. That leaves a measly 40% of your time for the actual brilliant work you were hired to do. We've literally built businesses that force brilliant human beings to act like mindless robots.
And that brings us to the ultimate crossroads, the whole Blockbuster versus Netflix scenario. Blockbuster's mindset was, we've always done it this way, hold on, hope it passes. Netflix said, we see what's coming, adapt, lead, leap ahead. You can cling to the past and become obsolete, or you can use AI to give your people absolute superpowers. Imagine expanding your team's surface area so much that one single person can execute the manual work of 5. It's a total game changer. All right, Section 2, front stage versus backstage. Where does the magic actually happen? So to figure out how to actually apply AI and get those superpowers, we need to categorize our tasks. And we're going to use an awesome analogy here involving Celine Dion. Look at it this way. Her front stage is the live performance, the genius, the relationships, the main act. But her backstage? That's seating 20,000 people, running admin, doing data entry, testing payment gateways. For you, as a professional, your front stage is your strategy, your leadership, your brilliant coding architecture. But right now, all of that is completely buried under backstage busy work. So our whole goal with AI is pretty simple. Clear out the backstage. But here's a crucial question. What parts of your job should never be handed to AI? This is fascinating because knowing where AI shouldn't go is honestly just as important as knowing where it should. We have to draw a hard line and fence off the stuff that requires a true human touch. These are the AI no-go zones. We're talking relationships and trust building, complex judgment calls, physical presence, empathy, and lived experience creativity. These protected areas, that's your actual competitive advantage. It's reading the room, having those really tough conversations. It's incredibly reassuring, right? The human elements of business are absolutely irreplaceable. AI is great at faking efficiency, but it cannot fake empathy. Moving on to Section 3, the AAA AI framework, the structural onion of AI integration. Let's open up the organizational playbook. How do we actually build a system to shovel all that backstage work over to AI? We use the AA framework, and it works exactly like an onion. Layer 1 is automation, the hands. This is your basic, repetitive, rule-based stuff. Then we level up to Layer 2, augmentation. Think of this as the suit, like Iron Man. You're still inside calling the shots, but the AI is doing days of research in literally minutes, supercharging your prep and judgment. Finally, Layer 3 is autonomy, the brain. These are self-contained digital employees, completely handling full processes. But here's the kicker. You have to build this from the inside out. You can't just skip straight to autonomy. Automation creates the clean data that augmentation needs, and that creates the organizational knowledge that your autonomous agents absolutely rely on. Section 4, specialist digital employees, hiring for the future. So, when you finally hit that magical third layer of autonomy, a huge shift happens. You aren't just buying software tools anymore. You are quite literally hiring digital employees.
And just like a new human hire, an AI agent needs proper onboarding. Look at the anatomy here. First, it needs a brain, its identity, its organizational knowledge, its memory. Second, it needs skills. I'm talking about your SOPs, your specific playbooks, even your tone of voice. It has to know exactly how you do things. And third, it needs tools. This is tightly controlled, specific access to systems like Salesforce, Slack, or Jira. Now, this is exactly why you want specialized agents instead of one massive monolithic agent. A monolithic agent is like a giant brick wall. It's got one brain trying to do everything. If you pull one brick out, the whole thing caves in. If it breaks, good luck debugging it. But specialized agents, they're like Lego blocks. You've got hundreds of them, each doing one thing perfectly. If your meeting prep agent goes offline, no big deal. You just pop it out, debug it, and snap an upgraded version back in without breaking your whole system. So how do you actually optimize building software using these specialized AI agents? This is where we seamlessly pivot from the high-level strategy into Cole Medden's super granular technical execution. Let's see what this looks like for a developer on the ground. Section 5, the new developer workflow, transitioning from doer to manager. If you're a knowledge worker or developer, your entire role is shifting. You're moving from manually grinding out every single line of code to actually managing and validating these specialized AI agents. We've got this amazing 3-part engine that organizes the whole development lifecycle. Phase 1 is ideation. You just do an unstructured, messy brain dump with the AI to instantly generate a structured PRD and your Jira tickets. Phase 2 is the PIV loop, plan, implement, validate, to ship a robust feature. And Phase 3 is system evolution, where you reflect on errors to prevent bugs forever. This keeps the developer firmly in the driver's seat, making all the creative calls while the AI sweats it out in the backstage. Let's zoom in on that PIV loop. This is literally the heartbeat of modern coding. Step 1, plan. You let the AI analyze your code base and spit out a highly structured markdown spec. Step 2, implement. And this is key. You cut a brand new, fresh AI session so it executes the plan with zero conversational bias. Step 3, validate. The agent writes the tests, runs the linting, and only then passes it to you for human review. Forget being a copy and paste Stack Overflow warrior. Those days are absolutely gone. Section 6, evolving your AI system. Fixing the system, not just the bug. Look, let's be real for a second. What happens when the AI inevitably messes up during that PIV loop? Because, spoiler alert, it absolutely will. And that's where the magic of system evolution kicks in. You have to engage what's called the outer loop. Instead of just squashing a bug and moving on, you treat that bug as a total failure of the AI system itself. You literally sit down and ask the AI to review its own rules and commandments to see exactly how that bug slipped through. Then you update those global rules and check them straight into source control for the whole team. By upgrading your system's instructions after an error, you get this massive compounding effect. Fix the system once, and you literally save your entire engineering team thousands of hours down the road. Ultimately, the future belongs to pilots in cockpits, not manual laborers. Whether you're a CEO mapping out an org chart or a developer pushing a brand new feature, your new job description is pretty much the same. You're no longer a laborer stuck digging in the trenches of busy work. Your job now, you are directing intelligence right from the cockpit. Time is the ultimate form of love. The end of boring work is a choice. I really want to leave you with that profound thought from Lior Weinstein. Getting your time back from all that boring, repetitive work isn't just about some corporate efficiency metric. It's about taking that time and investing it back into high-level creativity, real leadership, and honestly, the people you care about most. The tools are here, the blueprints are completely mapped out, so how will you choose to design your workday tomorrow?